Good morning.
All right. Let's do, before we start day two, let's start a review of day one. Day one began with individual interviews. I met with each one of you. You had done a SWOT analysis, the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats that you saw in the company. Plus, we talked about things like what are those unspoken problems that no one wants to talk about in the company. We gave each of you an opportunity to be president for the day and to say what you would do if you were president. So we got all that information together. Then we met here yesterday, and the first thing we did was a creativity exercise to get everybody thinking outside of the box, which really worked well. Even better than that was we did a power of combined wisdom demonstration to prove that the jury is smarter than the judge. And that is a powerful demonstration because it really proved that together as a group we're much smarter. In fact, 3 times smarter than one individual can be at making decisions for the company. And that's really what we want to do here, is we want to bring this committee together to continue to be that leading force, that decision-making force in the company. Next thing we did was we qualified the value of a business plan. Why do we do a business plan? Why is it important? And then we had, as an assignment for everybody in the group, was to read the book Good to Great by Jim Collins. We then took and went over the 7 principles that we could take from Good to Great that would really help us in our thinking about taking our company and bringing it from being good to being a great business. Then we went on a journey of discovery to make up our vision statement. It was an all-day process to do that. We talked about all those things we had learned in the analysis and the strengths and weaknesses. We talked about what we could be passionate about. And we used the Sony 1950 vision statement as the example for the vision statement that we wanted to put together. And it worked out really good. And that's how we closed out the day. We closed out the day by determining what our big objective is for the company and what our core ideologies are, our values and our mission. And I think we're all pretty happy with the way that turned out. So, day 2. Today, we're going to determine what the drivers of that vision are. What are the things that we have to do to make that happen? And then what will we look like 3 years from now? What's this company going to look like in 3 years? What's it going to look like from a financial standpoint? What's it going to look like from a profitability standpoint? From a training standpoint, HR standpoint, technology standpoint? It's going to be a lot of different areas we're going to cover to get that picture and goals for where we want to be 3 years from now. Then we're going to talk about what the goals and supporting actions are that we have to do just this first year. We're not going to go beyond year 1. Between now and the end of September, which is the end of your fiscal year, we're going to determine what it is that we have to do to make that plan a reality in 3 years. Part 1 of a 3-year exercise. Then we're going to talk about who's responsible for each one of those goals and actions. And then what are the consequences for not completing your assignment? Because if any one of those things fall apart, the whole plan can fall apart, and we haven't invested the 2 days here to make that happen, allow that to happen. So you will determine what those consequences will be. Then there's going to be a written commitment that we'll all sign, that we're going to follow through on our responsibilities. We'll then talk about our monthly accountability meetings, which are going to be held for the next 11 months. And then we're going to talk very important discussion about how we're going to communicate this plan to the other people in the company. Very important discussion, because the plan requires the buy-in of everybody in the company. So we have to do a good job of that. And then we'll have a review of the whole process and wrap it up, and that'll be it. Hopefully, if all goes well, we'll be out of here by 5 o'clock today. If it takes longer, I'm sure you're all ready to stay longer. Okay, let's get started.